Hello, welcome to Techallien. In today's video, we'll be looking at how to hide your confidential files or folder in your Windows computer. If today is your first time coming across my channel, then hit on the subscribe button while turning on the notification bell for you to stay tuned on our next videos. Okay, let's buckle up our seatbelt as we are about to go into this simple tutorial. First, we'll be going into two steps. The first step will be hiding our folder or how to hide our folder. And the second step is how to hide our partition as a whole. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into it. First, we'll be looking into how to hide our folder, which is this folder. Let's presume or assume that the file inside this our folder is very confidential and we don't want any third party to get through it or have access to it. First thing we need to do is to create a folder, which this folder we have created called iTunes. So let's rename these iTunes to hidden by changing the name to hidden. So we have renamed our folder to hidden. Next is to drag your confidential file or your documents into the folder. Already we have our confidential file or document inside this folder. All we have to do is to hover our mouse to the folder, right click, scroll over here where it says show more options, and then scroll to the properties. Click on the hidden, apply. Make sure you are applying to this folder, in only this folder. Click on apply. Select apply changes to this folder only, making sure that it's only the folder that you are applying these changes to, and click OK. From the section here, you can see our folder just disappeared, indicating the second folder that is not hidden, meaning that our folder has been hidden. This is a very simple tutorial and easy step. The next is to show up our folder, bringing it back to normal or visible, or making it visible. So for us to make it visible, all we need to do is to hover here where it says view in our Windows. Scroll down where it says show, and then hidden items. As you can see, we now have our folder displaying. For you to make it purely visible, all we need to do is to right click on it, show more, properties, hidden. Make sure to uncheck, apply. Also making sure that these changes is only being applied to this folder. Click OK and OK. Now we can see that our folder is now visible, purely visible. So when we go over here and scroll down, click on hidden, you can see that we still have our hidden being ticked. Alright, so the next step is hiding our partition entirely. So we have two partitions here. The first partition is the C drive, and the second partition is the D, which is being assigned a letter D. The one that is being assigned a letter C is for the system, which is where the operating system, the mouse, and everything runs from. So the system recognizes this by pointing this from the system file into these very partitions. So what we are going to do is to delete the pointer pointing towards this D partition from the computer. just trying to make it invisible or unrecognized by the computer. So for us to do that, all we need to do is to hover our mouse down here to Windows. Search for Disk Management. Select where it says Create Format Hard Disk Partitions. In here, we can see we have 4 different partitions, which is the one for the system, and it's invisible because it's not been assigned any later. And we also have the recovery partition, which is invisible and all comprises of the computer operating system, which is inside the C. But what we are going to do here is to hide the very partition that carries our confidential files or confidential documents. Hover your mouse to the very partition and you can see it has same name or bear same name with the partition that you are seeing above. Right click, change drive later and partitions. Now the system already auto-assigned a letter to it. So what we need to do here is to click on remove, and yes, you see, now the partition is now invisible because the system can be able to recognize the exact partition or can be able to point out where the partition or an existing partition here, because it's not being assigned any alphabet. Even though we head over to this view, scroll down to show and show hidden files, it will never display. System can be able to recognize the very partition due to it missing 3. So for us to restore it back or to restore back the 3, all we need to do is to head over to our system or Windows section. Also search for Disk Management, which is already been opened here. Now, it's invisible in here and visible in the Disk Management. All we need to do is to right click and head over to where it says Change Drive Later and Partitions. Click on Add. You can select between A to Z alphabet. Select the exact alphabet you are comfortable with. Select Assign the following to this drive and then select OK. From here, we see now our partition has arrived or appear again. So guys, this is a way of hiding your partition or hiding your confidential files from an individual. If you find this tutorial very helpful, do not forget to give us a thumbs up. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, do not forget to hit on that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell, for we'll be dropping more tutorials like this. And see you next time.